Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you are well today. My name is Nick, if you don't know who I am, and over the last few days I have been taking us through the 3:16 passages of the New Testament, the chapter and verses of 3:16, because God has been showing me that number a lot, and so I've just started looking through the different texts of the New Testament from that reference, and it's been beautiful and powerful, the reminders and the things that I've been learning. Today we are up to 1 Corinthians 3:16, and I want to share that with you right now. It says this: "Don't you realize that together you have become God's inner sanctuary, and that the Spirit of God makes His permanent home in you?" Now, I know for us it can be very easy to miss the full richness of what that is saying, but what that text is saying is that, it's talking about, or referring to the Old Testament. Of course, with the Jewish people, they had a specific arrangement with God where their place of worship was the temple. They would go to the temple in Jerusalem, and that was where God's presence dwelt. But the thing is, they weren't allowed to actually access the very inner parts of the temple where the fullness of God's presence was. That was only to be done by the high priest, and even then it was only once a year. And he had to perform all these rituals and all of these sacrifices to even be able to do that. And so what we have now because of Jesus is that God's presence doesn't just dwell in the temple anymore. What he's saying is that our bodies are now temples. In other words, our bodies are places where the presence of God dwells. And it says that God makes His permanent home in us. That's so powerful. God's presence dwells in me. It dwells in you permanently. And I think it says a couple of things. One, it says, wow, I don't have to journey this life alone. I get to journey this life in partnership with God through the Holy Spirit living in me. But what it also says is you and I have value because we are stewards. We get to steward the presence of God in our lives, in our bodies. And so that makes you someone that is so valuable, and it makes me someone that is so valuable. And so I want to make sure that I'm treating you and I'm treating myself with the respect that we deserve, because we are carriers of the presence of God. And I also know for those who don't yet carry His presence because they don't know Him yet, I want them to understand the beauty and the richness of that as well. So I want to leave that with you to soak on today. It is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. I hope this has blessed you, and I look forward to joining you again coming up as we continue to look through the 3:16 passages of the New Testament. I will see you then.
Connect with Narrow Way Ministries on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, email, or online at narrowwayministries.net.